Well, hello, my pickles, snowflakes, turtles, and keto under 20 people, and then those other ones that are lurking and trying to decide. This is my wonderful bathrobe from Joyce. Excuse me, Miss Joyce. And yeah, here we are. And we are nearing the big day. And I have a topic for today. How is your keto doing today? I will not be having my naked weigh-in till next week. I got people warning me on that one. So anyway, here we are, and it is 0 dark 30 on Cape Cod. It is bitter, freezing cold with a wind chill of who knows what. They were saying like 3 degrees. Yeah, so anyway, I will be bundling up, but my crazy thing is don't wear a hat, and in the winter you burn more calories by not wearing a hat because you lose all your heat. So I guess winter is a weight loss program for the wacky, and I guess I'm cart-carrying member. So the topic for today is stolen right from the 12-step programs, and it is identify, don't compare. And that's a tough one if you're a female and you were raised in North America or maybe other places once they became Americanized with the internet and we could just all look at people and gaze and really, really, really want to be them, or got really, really, really depressed because we aren't one of them. Like, how many of us haven't been mesmerized by Kim Kardashian's body? I hear that she is keto, so that would make sense for part of it, but what procedures does she have to get that body? I just don't know. So you can look with her and maybe identify with her food issues, but you certainly can't compare with how her body is shaped. And it could be the same for you with all of the holiday gatherings. It could be the same for you for all of the office parties and so on and so forth, where we watch like hawks, if you're like me, what other people eat, what other people drink, wondering how they stay so skinny. We all know those people that are just eternally skinny, and they eat junk food and sugar and drink Coca-Colas, and you're just amazed at how come they stay so skinny. And then there are the types that don't care about food. I can't relate. I can't identify. And the only comparison I do is like, I can't compare with you, right? So we do a lot of it, and especially if it's family reunions and you haven't seen anybody for a while, you know you're checking out your sister's shape, your cousin's shapes. You know, we just are quite a lot. See, this is where you can forget the scale. Because if you see somebody that's gained or lost weight, that's, relatively in your circle, you just don't see them all the time. What's that got to do with the scale? Nothing, right? You're looking at the other person's style or shape or how they're aging and saying, why can't I look like them? Or I look better than them? Or how do they do what they do to get that look? So we need to be very, very careful. It's a dangerous, slippery slope, and I'm sure we could find one of the 7 sins that we could put that under: envy. Envy on our part towards them, and sloth on our part towards us, right? So just be careful. You're you. And, when you decided to do something about your health and your body and your shape and your diet, that's when you decided. Of course, it would have been nice if you decided 6 months prior, because seeing these people, you could see that you've done the work and now you're close to maintenance, or you're 50 pounds in of the 100 that you want to lose, all that sort of stuff. But you joined keto and started doing keto and taking care of yourself when you did it. So just think next year you'll be on top of your game. So it's like a none of my business thing. I look, I gather the info. Sometimes I'm grateful for my keto after watching. My AA meeting is it's like sitting on a bench in the summer on a busy street and just watching the pedestrians and just learning a lot and seeing a lot and watching people walk by and eat and all that kind of stuff. Having habits that like you just can't have, you don't want to have, you need to drop, like the nighttime eating, like the eating at somebody. Oh, don't tell me you didn't do that or you're not capable of doing it now. Yeah, I know that feeling. I also know the planning of the binge when I've been at an event with food and the food isn't to my liking. This is pre-keto. And then I just plan, what I'm going to eat when I get home, my own guilty pleasures, nighttime eating treats. And it's like, so there, you know, take your stupid dry dessert thing and do what you need to do with it, because I'm going home to my usual nighttime eating treat. There's actually a woman out there that does videos here on YouTube, and she has like 3 or 4 different desserts, and she tells you what time she has them. And she does sugar and candy and cookies and things like that reviews. It's true. I don't know how she stays the size that she stays, but she's stayed it. Of course, green vegetables, not really predominant on her plate. It's almost like she has the meat and small serving of vegetables so she can get to that nighttime, dessert at 6, dessert at 7, dessert at 8, dessert at 10, and then go to sleep and have dreams of sugar plum fairies, I guess. So you're not going to be doing that. You're going to be working on losing that and just keeping the focus on your own side of the street, because I'm sure, like me, you may have areas that your side of the street could use a little sweeping with, right? So be careful, because you are worth it. You're worth what you're doing. It doesn't matter if it works for somebody else. If they can drink and eat and have all kinds of standard American garbage and get away with it, just squint at them and you didn't get that card. You got the card where you walk by a dessert table and you get bloated. Forget eating it. So just count what your blessings are, is that maybe you love your keto under 20 food program, and so you feel so blessed that you have it and that you can have something like a bulletproof coffee. Fats, oils, butter, yeah. And you can have a great big salad and put your oils on it, your healthy oils, not your soybean, vegetable, or canola, please. And so, what's not to love? I've been emailing with my personal friend about, she's trying to understand how I can not feel rebellious at the restrictions of a keto diet. And I don't know if it's that I'm twice her age, or if it's I accept keto 100%. I don't miss what I'm not having anymore. I don't go back into that neighborhood and get too sentimental and mourning the loss of something, something, something. I just don't. I just get excited about what I can have. And I guess that's kind of a philosophy for life. Be happy with what you have and not unhappy with what you don't have, right? So I'm happy with what I have, which is a yummy keto filled fridge and freezer and shelves filled with all those nice healthy oils, and freezer full of Kerrygold and the Organic Valley cultured pasture raised butter. Those are the 2 that and the Amish butter. And so those are the 3 butters that I indulge in. And so that's how I roll. I don't, when I see somebody young and they don't have a menopause and they don't have, thighs that could start a forest fire when you walk upstairs and all those sort of things, it's like, yep, maybe I looked like that when I was 25. I don't know. But it's almost like before they catch that bug, that hormonal shift where your body's no longer your friend and it doesn't really matter what you eat unless you consistently do a program. Like for me, the keto under 20, and the OMAD, the 1 meal a day, and the intermittent fasting. So I'm going 23 to 24 hours in between my 1 meal. And that is making a difference. So is lowering the carbs. Now, which can I pinpoint? I can't, because I've kind of done them both at the same time. It just ends up that way. And I get enough fats in my in my plan for the day. I usually have between 4 and 5% of my diet be the veggie carbs, or sometimes the cream and the eggs, and 75 to 80% fat. And then the rest, which is like 12 to 15, 12 to, I don't know, 15 percent is the protein. And it all works. My protein is usually around 50 grams or less. My fats are usually around 105 to 120, and my carbs are 20 or fewer. And so it all seems to just work for me. So I'm not changing anything now. I'm definitely grateful for what I have, and I'm not like looking at somebody else and pouting and saying, gosh, I wish I was 25 and I could eat like her. I'm not. You know, when they come back from the goodie table at AA and they've got their napkins filled, and what used to be one donut is now a donut and a square and a cookie, you know, and I'm watching the standard American diet have the 100% guaranteed effect on women's bodies. I know that we're different than men. I think we metabolize different than men, but we all benefit here, male and female alike, from the keto food plan, whichever gender you are. And I know it's the best thing I've ever done for my body. I feel it. My stomach feels it. My body feels it. The scale tells me I'm sleeping better. All the things. They're just all there. And I am not willing to give any of them up. And I hope it's the same for you too. So identify, don't compare. Be grateful for what you have. Count your blessings. I'll see you the next time. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, with keto under that 20 mark. Bye for now.